Welcome back to day 4 of Calling in the One. So, if you're new here, I am doing a what's a good word for this? An experience with you. And it is based on this book, 49 Days, 7 Weeks of Work. And I'm documenting it with you and also inviting you to do it with me. So, every day I come in and I tell you more about these different lessons. And I give you the Cliff Notes version of each lesson. And so if you're interested in purchasing the book, I will leave a link down below so that way you can vibe and get into it because it is juicier than what I do share. Not because I don't want to share everything, but because it's quite a lot of information. So I share the most important parts. So this is lesson 4. It's called Starting with the End in Mind. And in this, she talks about something really important because in lesson 3, we started to talk about what stories are we telling ourselves. Here we start to get into what is the mind doing. She references somebody who I absolutely love learning from. His name is Dr. Joe Dispenza. And she says, he tells us that it's impossible to create any new future when you are rooted in your past. Understanding your past can help you heal. It can support you to unpack the lies of your childhood and assist you in creating a cohesive narrative that makes meaning out of all you had to endure. It can bring you much needed acceptance and closure, but it cannot cause a miracle in your love life. This is so important because we spend a lot of time talking about healing together collectively and also individually. I'm sure if you're attracted to my page, this is something that you spend a lot of time with. So it's important to know that we spend time in the past to understand how we heal from things in the past. But if we are going to create the future, we have to change how we operate vibrationally. Energetically, we have to align ourselves with this new future that we want, right? So, and I also just feel really called to say right now, I'm not sharing this from a place of learned or I have had this experience and now I feel called to share it with you. I am learning as you are learning. And I'm simply stating what I've experienced because I find that it has been so helpful to actually share these experiences with you and to not sugarcoat that healing work, while essential, also keeps you deeply rooted in rumination sometimes because it takes you back to what it is. What was the root cause, right? The root cause essentially means that we are going to spend time in the past, whether you're talking about this life, past lives, whatever it is that you personally believe. I believe that we are part of lineage and we have ancestors, and those ancestors' experiences, I believe, inform our experiences as well, both energetically and spiritually. So I think that's really important. So we have to realign and understand that we are not stopping healing to create a future. We are instead accepting that we are always going to be healing. But that doesn't mean we have to constantly generate this idea of living in the past. Okay, the other thing she says is, the other thing Katherine says, the author of this book, she talks about Dr. Hazel Marcus from Stanford University and Paula Nurius from Northwestern University call the possible self the you that you are inside of, that future fulfilled. In this case, happy, loved, confident, and contented. So to begin inquiring into who you'd need to be in order for that future to manifest, you need to step into that possible self, right? And you're identifying now with that happy, loved, confident, and contented. This makes me also think about, I've been listening a lot to David Guillaume, who is a spiritual teacher. He also teaches Kabbalah, which is something I'm studying. And something he says about alignment is he talks about no one finds their partner being like, I'm just like looking for them. I need to find them. There's no sense of, why can't I find them? That exhaustion, that why can't I find them is not the energy of or what's wrong with me? Why can't I figure out what's wrong with me and why I'm not the person that's in a partnership? And he talks about this all the time. He's been doing a lot more relationship content recently. And I find that to be really interesting because if it is true, if you over identify with this idea of being someone who's like, what's wrong with me? Essentially, that's what you're saying, right? What's wrong with me? Or why can't I, right? So you're starting the phrase, you're starting the statement with self-talk that implies that it is impossible. So if you already identify as happy, loved, confident, and contented, you of course would attract other people that are happy, loved, confident, and contented, right? So I thought that was really cool. I underline typically when I read, so I bring some of these things up to you as notes within this chapter. At the same time, I do highly encourage you to read the whole chapter if you can. The one, rather than spending your time, let me read this part too. Rather than spend your time dreaming of all the many possibilities your life holds for deep happiness and love, you may be motivated to find the one by the lonely you, who imagines yourself to have nowhere to go next Christmas, or the humiliated you, who has no date to bring to your sister's wedding, or by what Dr. Marcus and Nereus call the selves we are afraid of becoming. So this is something that I thought of when I said this is a lot of times when I am dating someone, I take a while to introduce them to people. So if it doesn't work out, it does feel a little embarrassing to me. Less embarrassing now as I've gotten a little bit more understanding and used to it. But I think the reality is that is not a reason for you to stay in a relationship that's not working for you. That is not a reason for you to stay in a relationship that's not serving you, right? If you don't feel connected to that person anymore, it's okay to walk away, even if that relationship doesn't necessarily feel like, even if you're worried what other people will think, because the actual thing is, Dr. Marcus and Dr. Nereus talk about this, the selves we are afraid of becoming, which are basically projections into the future of who we've already known ourselves to be. So this kind of takes into consideration that the lonely you or the humiliated you is not making a sane decision. You're not making a sane decision of a partner if you're concerned that you may be embarrassed in the future if you guys break up, right? Like that's not coming from a confident place. That's already coming from a place of uncertainty. Lastly, I want to share this. We were not present to the fact that we're constantly generating our lives as though they were great works of art. And the tools we've been given to do this are the thoughts, beliefs, assumptions, actions, choices, and words we use, which are organic to the self that we are identified with and generating our lives from in any given moment. Very, very good. Very interesting, right? We are not present to the fact that we are constantly generating our lives as though they were great works of art. And the tools we've been given to do this with are the thoughts, beliefs, assumptions, actions, choices, and words we use, which are organic to the self that we are identified with and generating our lives from in any given moment. Essentially, what this is saying is that we have the ability to create our lives exactly as we please. And what we do is we oscillate between what we want and what we don't want. And we change our minds. And when we have this inconsistency in the way that we think, we then create a divide in the actual vibration of what it is that we want. And when that happens, we are no longer in sync with what we actually want. And so what we're doing today is we're practicing setting our intention. Having identified your painful patterns yesterday, we now know what you don't want to create in your life any longer. No more unavailable people, no more betrayals, no more abuse, no more lonely stretches of months or years or on end between lovers. You don't have to punish yourself. That's my little ad lib. Today, however, we are going to give you a permission to dream of what you actually do want. A beautiful, wise, kind-hearted lover whom you can count on and who lights you up like a Christmas tree every time she walks in the room. A wildly happy and healthy committed partnership with a powerful king of a man who claims you as his queen. To engage the following exercise, please read it through a couple of times, then do it from memory as best you can. Number 1. Okay, so I want you to close your eyes and relax your body. You're going to take a deep breath. Find a comfortable seat, so you're going to be sitting either with your legs crossed in more of a lotus position. Well, you don't have to go full lotus, but you can cross your legs one in front of the other. They don't have to be on top of each other. Or you can sit in a chair, but I would avoid lying down because you really want to feel engaged and present. Become aware of all the feelings and sensations in your body and notice any tension. And as you find it, just let it go. So take a second to just feel your body, feel your head, your shoulders, your neck. Anywhere you feel any tightness, just do a body scan. Go through your arms, your chest, your belly. A lot of times we hold our bellies as women, so just let go of that belly. If you feel any tightness in your legs or in your feet, if you feel anything that's just gripping, just gently let that go. And I want you to start feeling the future as though it were now, as if God were in a good mood and deciding it was His pleasure to give you anything and everything your heart desires. Allow yourself to imagine having the kind of love you long for. Imagine that the miracle has already happened and you are now happily in love with a wonderful partner who's happily in love with you. Ask yourself, what does it taste like to have the love like this in my life? See if you can taste the wine on your lover's lips kissing them. What does it sound like? Imagine hearing your beloved singing in the shower. What does it smell like? See if you can smell the scent of fresh flowers they bought you today. What does it look like? Imagine seeing a beautiful engagement or wedding ring on your finger. What does it feel like? Imagine your beloved spooning you from behind in bed, lovingly kissing your back. Sense who you are in this future and allow yourself to try on the possible self of your future. Let yourself linger in the emotions of being this version of yourself. Now imagine yourself at work as this version of yourself, having lunch with a friend, visiting with a family member. Notice how you show up differently from this place of being loved, supported, honored, valued, nourished, cared for, and seen. Make the decision to begin showing up this way everywhere and with everyone starting now. Create an intention to manifest this future stated in the affirmative. So rather than say what you won't have any longer, declare to the universe what shall be so. For example, I will be happily partnered with an amazing man who I respect, love, and admire by Christmas of this year. Or I will be in a committed relationship with a loving, sensual woman. You need not know how this future will happen, who it will happen with, or when it will happen. You need only have the courage to put your stake in the ground and let the universe know what it is that you are committed to creating at this point in your life. I want you to finish this sentence in your mind and then write it down later. My intention is to manifest fill in the blank. Use descriptive adjectives. Use big-hearted, loving, happy, sweet, sensual. And include a date by which your intention will manifest. By doing this, you are lighting a fire under yourself to get busy transforming now. If you hesitate doing so for fear of being disappointed, just remind yourself you already have a PhD in surviving disappointment. Just gather your courage and go for the gold. The game isn't so much to have a relationship by the date you set, as it is holding yourself accountable for being who you will need to be in order for it to happen. As it is in holding yourself accountable for being who you will need to be in order for it to happen. Okay, open your eyes and take a moment to write down, my intention is to manifest, and use your descriptive adjectives, big-hearted, loving, happy, sweet, sensual, and then write the date as to what date you'd actually like to manifest this. Today, during the day, I want you to take a bold action that is generative of the future you are standing for. For example, join a dating site, sign up for a class where you can meet new people, throw a dinner party, and invite everyone to bring one single friend. This is the first time that you're being asked in the book to do something action oriented. And I think that's really important because doing something action oriented is going to switch how you feel about things, about this. It instead puts you out of the thinking mode and into the doing mode. And that is where the magic is. And I think this is where things are going to shift and change. I encourage you to sign up for a dating app or to sign up for something or create some kind of community, try something different. As she was saying, like try some type of class that you're interested in trying. Life is about exploration. And when you're happy and you're exploring and you have different goals, I read something the other day, or maybe I saw it on Instagram or somewhere on social media, maybe it was on YouTube, where this woman was talking about how you never want to get to the goal without having another goal. You always want to have another goal. And that keeps you in pursuit of something. Not because you want to stay busy, but because, like, what else are we really here for? Like, being alive, my friend Debbie Brown always says this, being alive is so weird and we don't talk about it enough. And it's true. And if we don't have things that we're interested in, things that we want to do, things that we pursue, life starts to become pointless or meaningless. So I encourage you to try something, and it doesn't need to be an online class. It can be something in person. It can be something with someone, and I'll see you tomorrow.